Welcome to Notary Educators with Kimmi. How's it going? I'm a few minutes early, so I'm just gonna do one more little task that I had to complete here. How's everyone doing tonight? So we are gonna wait just a few minutes because we're supposed to start at 7. But again, I had one little thing I had to finish, and I said, let me just go ahead and log on. I hope everyone's having a great evening. What's up? What's up? Tonight we are doing more apostille training. I see that's still very popular. Excuse me, because it's really an untapped market. As much as we talk about apostilles, it is really, really, really still untapped. A lot of you are still not doing it. I'm going to ask you when we get started, are you actually doing apostilles? Because it's plenty out there for everybody, you know, because again, the majority aren't doing apostilles. So we're going to talk about it shortly. I'm going to give you a couple more tips. The session we did yesterday was really good. And not like it wouldn't be. Look, not like it wouldn't be, right? We wouldn't be expecting that. What's up, Ingrid? First one in the house. Hi, Miss Kim Free. She's so funny. How's it going? So yeah, we are going to continue our apostille training tonight. We had a giveaway last night. So grateful for Miss Donna Mack. We're going to follow up with that tonight. Hopefully she can join us. If she cannot, no big deal. We're going to get to the bottom of it. So we had a nice little giveaway. And she was so generous. I really appreciate it. So we will talk about that too. So we got a few things to talk about tonight. Just a couple things we're going to talk about. Hey, everybody. Hey, Lisa. What's up? What's up? Yeah, so we got a couple of things we're going to talk about. And I'm just excited. I'm really excited for our mentees. They are doing amazing things. The chat is on fire, guys. If you're not a part of mentorship, I'm telling you, the group chat alone is worth its price, its weight in gold. Donna Mack is here. Hey, Tracy. How are you, Lori W? What's up? What's up? So Donna is here so she can help me clear up what happened yesterday. Notary in real life. We got a lot of mentees here right here in the live chat. I decided to go live directly on YouTube today because yesterday when I was live, it showed 7 people. I'm like, I know more than 7 people on this live. So it was something happened with StreamYard. So I was like, guess what? We're not even trying it today. So let's get right into it, okay? So first of all, welcome again. Thanks for your patience. So before we get started, and I know most of you right here, right now, so I probably should ask that question later, but, and for my mentees that are not doing apostilles, why are you not doing them yet? We're going to talk about that. Tell me why you're not, because I don't think some of you did your first one yet, right? I don't think so. I know we have a few that have, but some have not. So I really want to make sure we're taking advantage of that, because a lot of times I hear people say, well, I really want my business to grow. And that's one way to make it grow is by doing other services. So it could be a little intimidating. We had someone on here last night, actually. They were talking about non-Hague. And it is a different process for each one. So I'm going to give you the short version because some of you may be brand new. And I know I got a lot of mentees, they already know this, but I'm going to just be very brief. It's a document that is leaving the country, the United States, and it needs a higher level of authentication, okay, before it can leave. So we have an agreement with some countries where they say, well, you know what, you take our documents, we take your documents, we all cool, easy peasy, not a big process, right? But then we have other countries which are called the non-Hague, and those countries are like, before we take your document over here, it's going to go through this whole process, like 4 or 5 of them sometimes, right? So that's the difference between the two, the way it's processed, okay? And it really starts with what country it's going to. That's where it really starts. What country is it going to? What type of document is it? That's going to really help you with your processing. So there's a questions equal what we say, guys. Questions equal boom, boom, boom. Questions equal money, okay? So the more questions we're asking, we're going to get clarity on what our client needs. That's going to help us to feel more confident in offering these services too, right? Because you could take the boogeyman out the room. It's like, okay, what's an apostille? What country is it going to? So the moment they say a country that's in the Hague agreement, I'm like, cha-ching, easy peasy. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I ate something I shouldn't have ate, right? This is my little apple cider vinegar mix. So, again, the Hague countries are easy peasy. So if you want to start doing apostille, start with the Hague countries. So you can't know what your client is going to need, right? So you can't say, well, I'm only going to do the Hague countries. You can say that, but you cannot base your interaction with the client on that. Because when they call you, you don't know what they need, so you start asking questions, right? So if you get a non-Hague, though, hey, let's talk it out. Especially if you're a mentorship, we're going to get that money, so don't be scared. So we have Notary in real life here. Welcome, welcome. I'm scared. I know for real, it can be a little frightening, the apostilles. Even when I get them right now. I'm like, okay, what do they want? Where's it going? What's my process? And until I know the country, and sometimes I look at the document. Now, that's the only time I'm going to tell you, yes, let's look at the document. Because I'm going to get to that in one of my tips here. You need to look at that document. Normally, I say don't have no clients sending you a document every single time they need a notarization. We don't have time for that. Time equals money too, okay? So some new notaries, they're not sure what to do. They're faking it till they make it. They'll tell the client, well, can you fax me a copy of that so I can see it? Can you scan me a copy of the document so I can see it? Hey, if you're a notary and you're notarizing like a pro, like what people, like a pro, you don't have to see every single document before they send it to you. There will be occasions when you need to see it before you do the notarization, before you go to the appointment, but that's very rare. So I do not teach you to have your clients sending you your documents all over the place, okay? Lisa says she's still waiting to do one, but she feels pretty confident. And then Notary in real life says she needs to market it. Yeah. That's typically the problem, is the marketing. Because people won't know you're doing it if you don't tell them. Okay, so let's get right into our 3 tips. Then we'll do a little open discussion as always. And we'll get to the bottom of what's going on with this gift. This gift giveaway, okay? So my first thing, I have 3 tips for you tonight. My first tip is don't say you provide apostille services yourself because it confuses the client. Your client will not trust that you can actually do the apostille for them or help them get it completed. Some notaries are mistaken, again, because they haven't been properly trained. The way that they're talking to their client, they're telling their client, I can do your apostille for you, versus using verbiage like, I will facilitate it for you. I can assist you getting it completed. So when you tell your client that you can do it and they do a little bit more research, because a lot of Secretary of State's websites will clearly state notaries cannot do apostilles. Even in the sorry, y'all. Even in the notary space, okay? Even in the notary space, notaries are confused if they can do it or not because of the verbiage that they're using. When they call the Secretary of State, they're saying, I'm going to do this apostille. The Secretary of State is like, no, you're not. So we have to be very careful of what terms we're using. That's why you got to learn how to walk the walk and talk the talk. Okay? That's how you get in rooms. Sometimes it's not always what you know, but you need to be able to speak the language that the other people are speaking. Okay? So if you're telling your client or you're calling the Secretary of State saying, I'm doing your apostille, they're going to say, no, you're not. You're going to hang up the phone. Then you're going to try to find me or somebody else and say, hey, my Secretary of State says I can't do apostilles. And they would be correct. You are the middleman. You are the facilitator. You are the agent, whatever words you want to put in there, but you don't physically put the stamp on the paper, okay? So you have to be clear. And the reason I say that, again, is because you don't want to confuse your client. If your client thinks that you're saying you're going to do it, and once they find out that notaries cannot do it, they're going to be confused. And they're going to ask you again, are you sure you can do it? Because I just had that happen. I had a referral. I talked about this a few weeks ago from one of my clients who lives outside the country. She told her friend that I could help her. Her friend had did her research. She said notaries cannot do apostilles. She knew her stuff, my client, right? Potential client. So when she calls me, she's asking me, like doubling down, like, you can't do it. And before she even got to me, though, the person who I had helped in this country told her, I don't know what she did. I don't know what she did, but she did do it for me. It's completed, and I'm here in this country. So my client didn't have the verbiage to explain to her friend what the process was like, and I don't want her to know because I'm charging her for that service, right? No, she asked me, I would tell her. I typically say I have to go to Atlanta. I typically let them know that, so they know it's another step involved, okay? Because you start charging somebody $175, $200, $300, $400, they're like, wait a minute, what you got to do? What's going on? Why is it costing so much? Okay, so that's number one.